Hey guys, JR again. This video is going to be a little bit of a haul video because I've spent a whole pile of money on rubbish that I probably shouldn't have, but that's what us collectors do, isn't it? We buy a whole pile of stuff and we fill our houses with it. After seeing Suicide Squad a couple of weeks ago, I must admit to being a little bit hooked, a little bit Harley hooked, and my haul is fairly Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn related. I'll go through how much money I've spent as we go, but you might be a little bit horrified. But on the other hand, you might have seen something that you didn't know existed, so we'll go from there. The first thing I grabbed was a new coffee cup. I'm sort of a bit of an addict when it comes to coffee cups. If there's a new video game or a new comic or something, I tend to end up with a coffee cup of it. Now, this I got from EB Games. It's about $15. It is a Suicide Squad one. It's got the branding of Suicide Squad twice. It's got not exactly Margot Robbie, more of a sort of an Amicom sort of version of her in the movie costume and with the Suicide Squad movie titles on there. It's a pretty cool cup, like I said, about 15 bucks. You know, it does its job. I put liquid in it, I drink liquid out of it. It's all good. So the next thing I grabbed was the Suicide Squad book. Now, I've got a tendency of grabbing these sorts of books whenever I see them around. I love my movie books. This one, though, I wasn't so hot on. I thought it was going to be more of a evolution of the costumes ones. Like, I've got a whole pile of art of Marvel films and art of Star Wars and stuff like that. I thought it was more going to look at the evolution of the character creation and how they went from the comic character to how it ended up looking in the movie, like a lot of the Marvel ones do. This more sort of exists in the world of the movies. It looks at the movies and the stuff that's happening in the movies, but then it's also got sort of copies of props. So this is Amanda Waller's confidential files of the Enchantress. It's got, it's got a heap of photos and stuff like that, but it's not really sort of the art book. I thought close up of Katana's sword, and these photos and stuff like that. Poster. In here somewhere is a set of Joker tattoos. So if you're prepared to pull apart a book that's $75, I got this from the Berkeley chain of bookstores. You can get it from places like King's Comics for $75. If you're prepared to spend $75 on a nice hardcover book and then cut it up for all of the bits inside it and cover yourself in Joker tattoos for one night of looking like Jared Leto, well, that's up to you. It must be nice to have money to waste, but I mean, I've got money to waste, but I don't necessarily. I think I have a little bit of provenance with my books and a little bit. I like to keep them. But yeah, it's good. It does have some sort of design stuff, but it doesn't go too deep into it like some of the other art of ones. So that's that. Now the last thing, and this was the big buy. This came from King's Comics. Was released about 2 weeks ago. It is the Harley Quinn Suicide Squad statue. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you've seen that I like the bombshell statues. This is one in a series of 6. Apparently, there's going to be extra ones coming out this year, but for immediately, there's going to be Deadshot, Boomerang, Harley Quinn, the Joker, Katana, and Killer Croc. That's them there. I didn't turn that around as quick as I could because I had to read them because I couldn't remember them. There is another one coming out in January or February of next year that DC Comics have announced, which is a Joker in a tuxedo with Harley Quinn sort of acting like a bit of a gangster mole next to him. Now, as you can see, they've gone for the look of Margot Robbie in it. And what I'll do is I'll actually drag the statue over to show you a couple of things about it. Sorry about that. That was my cat. She wants to go out, but she's going to have to wait until we're finished. Right, so we'll look at the statue next. I'll just drag this over. Now, I'll zoom in and have a look at some of the cool stuff about it. Now, straight away you'll see it's pretty big. This is one of the Artifacts characters. Difference is these are about 120 from King's Comics. She costs 250. So it's a bigger statue, but you're paying a lot more for it. Another thing I wanted to show you with the difference between these things isn't just the size of them, it's the fact that the scale. These ones really have a comic physique to them, whereas they've actually kept like real human proportions in these, which is a really cool thing. They could have very easily sort of squeezed her hips in and stretched the legs out and all the rest of it to look more like that, but they actually kept pretty much well steady on exactly how she looks. On the DC Comics app, which you can get on your various smartphones, there's actually a 2.5 minute making of video that you can have a look at. But we'll have a look at a few close-ups of the Harley stuff. So we'll do that now. Okay, so having a look at the model in detail, or the statue in detail, the face is a really good likeness of Margot Robbie, and we go down to she's got her puddin belt buckle on her neck choker, which is awesome. Her Daddy's Little Monster t-shirt, which has the rips and everything in, a little bit dirty, a little bit scummy. If I just turn this around ever so slightly, you'll see that her baseball bat has all of the detail of the good night, which is the last thing you see before that whacks you right in the face. And then we go around to her silk baseball jacket. Are they silk? Nylon? Whatever they're supposed to be. And it's got a really nice property of the Joker emblem on the back of it. Now, I should just point out that this was sculpted by one of the guys from DC called James Massano, who, as far as I can see from this figure, he's just really good at what he does. So we'll travel down a bit. We'll travel down a little bit, and we'll have a look at Margot Robbie's backside, shall we? So here we are. We've got Margot Robbie's sculptured backside. As you can see, that the fishnet stockings are pretty awesome because they're not just painted on. These are actually glued onto the legs of the character. So there's actually and I hope Miss Robbie doesn't mind me touching her like this, but there's actually a tactileness to the actual fishnets on her legs. Now I'll just turn it around. You can see how awesome those shoes look. They really, I mean, can't imagine myself in them, but they've got all of the detail of the shoes from the movie. And if you have a look really closely, you can see that she's got a couple of tattoos here. Her weird dolphin rainbow one. There's a Harley loves puddin one, and there's some other sort of jokery style ones here. And then what caps the whole thing off is this awesome base, this awesome Suicide Squad dog tag base. Now, if I was to fault anything about this, it has to do with the feet and the base. This is a single peg connected statue, so only one of the feet, which I think it's this one, is actually attached to the base. That's fine, except when I bought this, it took two goes, two completely separate statues to find one that the peg fit into the hole in the base. I stopped buying the DC bombshells because of this, and it's the thing that makes me concerned about buying too many more of these. Like the Katana one, I'm going to have to buy, but I'm going to be really not too happy that I have to spend $250 on something that I know isn't going to fit in the base. DC's quality control really needs to look at that, because it stopped me from buying bombshells, and it possibly would stop me from collecting all of these. But it is a cool base. It's got that dog tag look to it, and it's really weighty too. 12.5 inches high, so she's a little bit over a foot high, but a really nice model. Okay, so that's all of the cool stuff I love about the Harley statue. It's like I said, $250 is a lot of money, and if you're going to collect all of them, because bearing in mind that there's 6 already, so you're looking at $1,500 for 6 of these things. That's why I've been a little bit more selective with my purchase in this. I'll probably only buy the Katana one as well when she comes out. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget, bang, hit that little like thing. It looks like that, or maybe like that, but it's not skin colored. I think it's red. That'll be down below. Also, a link to the to watch pile will be down below. Going to have new reviews coming up this week, particularly for Batman's The Killing Joke, so make sure you get onto that. Otherwise, like I said, new video in a couple of days. We've got another statue to look at, and we'll see you then. Take care. Bye.